Now, you've turned down many roles in films such as 12 Monkeys, Fight Club, and Zoolander. How difficult is it to tell from reading a script, how well a film is going to work or how successful it's going to be?
Well, clearly for me, it's very difficult. I a lot of times I would look at something and I'd say, okay, well, what's the depth of the character?
Hmm.
What's the pleasure of playing this role? Like how satisfying is it going to be?
Hmm.
And can I connect with it? And uh 12 Monkeys, I mean, and those are two Fincher movies that are amazing. And it's like, that's
Hmm.
talk about kicking yourself. Um, I I felt like this is where being young and having a little bit of success and you know a little bit of I don't know. I can't blame it all on ego. I
Hmm.
did I didn't feel like, okay, for example, Enemy of the State.
Hmm.
I'm so glad I did that movie. But I spoke with Tony Scott on the phone. Tony was calling me at my house and asking me to be in the movie. And I said, well, the character that you're offering me is not in the film. There is not a character named Krug in the film, in the script. There's not a page that says Krug. Now, this is a young, inexperienced guy who thinks he knows a little something about something and doesn't know the bigger picture of, I guess, art and life and the different ways different people do it. So Tony came from the commercial world, and with commercials, a lot of it is most of it's improv, and you're just getting what you get and catching the magic and using that. And so Tony was like, no, no, it doesn't matter that it's not on the page, mate. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be awesome. You and Scotty Kahn, it's gonna be amazing. And I was like, I just don't get it, man. I've got a Drew Barrymore movie coming out with Luke Wilson. I got Starship Troopers coming out, The
Hmm.
Frighteners. Like these were all in the can still, and they were all touted to be like these huge things. And I was like, I can't commit 5 months of my life to a movie where there's not even the character name in the script. I'd rather do a movie where I know that I can sink my teeth into a role. I know that I know what I'm going to do. So I hung up with Tony, and my agent called and goes, well, what did you say to Tony? I said, I don't know. He said, well, they're frustrated with you over there. And the next day, Tony calls me again. And we talk some more. And he goes, okay, you know what? I'm going to send you over our pre-production stuff. I'm going to send you the photos and our locations. And he repitches me the whole movie and, oh, all the conspiracy and all the stuff about the film. And so I said, okay. And he's like, you've got to do it, man. You've got to do it. Would you, I mean, just come on with us. And, so they had like offered a certain dollar value. So now I hang up with him. My agent calls me and goes, I don't know what you said to Tony, but they've doubled the amount of money that they offered. And I said, well, geez, I don't want to, nothing there. There's no role. I don't know what to say. I mean, I really appreciate it, but I'd rather do something that there's a written scripted role.
Hmm.
And the next day, Tony calls and said, did you get the material, man? Did you look at it? And I had. I'd gotten the packet, and it was all these pictures of, what the movie ultimately would look like, um, from like a storyboard and photos and location photos, kind of big, thick packet. It was very impressive. And I said, yeah, but there's no character. This is the idiot. I mean,
Hmm.
honestly, I'm an idiot. I'm going, there's just no character, Tony. I don't get it. And he goes, take a look at him, think about it. I'll call you later. And I said, okay, okay, okay. You got it. You got it. And we hang out. And it's very sweet. Our phone calls and it talked to him at length each time. My agent calls back. He goes, dude, I don't know what you're saying to Tony, but they've tripled your offer.
Wow.
So you really ought to think about doing this movie. And I saw the number. He told me the number, and I was like, okay, yeah, tell Tony I'll do it. It's all good. And it sounds very, very shallow about the money and this and that and the other, but it was a learning lesson. And I learned that it doesn't have to be on the page. Like Tony's whole thing was, we're going to create it on the day. We're going to get there, and you guys are going to be this part of this machine, and you're just this force, this driving force, and you're chasing after Will, and then you're an integral part of it. At the end, you're the catalyst for this big Mexican standoff shootout, freaking mafia style bullet blazing thing. And you know it was interesting to do a movie like that, and have it be like just so off the cuff. Like, this is what you're doing. You're going to run. Okay, see. And he would draw a map of, like, we're in Washington, D.C. at this famous square um, where we were chasing is Daniel Zabitz, Jason Lee. And he's drawing us maps. You're going to run here. You're going to chase him there. You're going to come around. And he's coming down the staircase, and there's steam everywhere. And you're going to try and, give him a pop on the head. And so it was just one of the best experiences I'd ever had. And I really learned that it's like the judge a book by its cover thing, but this book didn't even have words in it. But trust the people too. And I knew who I was talking to. I knew I was talking to the guy who had just come off of Top Gun and Days of Thunder, and the other films he'd done prior to Handmaid's State. And just I guess I really got lucky, because it was one of the best filming experiences I've ever had. Now, consequently, I never worked for that production company again. So yeah, there is that. But you know what? They were catering to Tony's artistic desires, and it worked out. I think we were great. Scott and I were great in the movie. And, it was a lot of fun, and it was fun to play with those big guns, man. To be in a movie and say, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this movie with Gene Hackman and John Voight and Will Smith and Tom Sizemore, and these legendary performers." And it was a. If I could go back and do it over again, I'd do it 3 times. It was great.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, click on the link below to check out the full interview on the What a Character YouTube channel. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.